So we've just been on the ice with Warriors, brand new pro skate, here just north of Gothenburg in Sweden. We're gonna jump in the locker room because the team's about to get on the ice. This was something that wasn't planned, it kind of just happened. We've got a couple of videos on the skate coming, but what I'm gonna do is go in the locker room and break down first impressions of what the skate is like and what you can expect from the retail skate that's gonna be coming in 2026. Let's go. Now it's a bit quieter in here, I can go into some of the details. Now, first things first, this is first impressions. So what we wanted to do was kind of give you a summary of what the experience skating in Warriors' first skate is like. Now, as I said earlier on, this is the pro model. This is only going to be available for pro athletes. Now, that's probably going to sound like a major bummer to a lot of people watching the video because you're like, it sounds sick, I want to get a pair. Why have they done that? I think it's probably one of the coolest things I've heard a brand say, the reasoning for that. And what it is that they want to make sure that their product is foolproof before asking the hockey world or the hockey community to pay money to pick up a pair of these skates. And the way that they're doing that is essentially proving their formula and their recipe for a skate by using it in the pro leagues with pro players first. And the pros have, pretty much every person that we spoke to that's used these skates is in love with them. And once these skates have been used by the pros for 2025, a lot of people have already seen them. Some elements of this skate have leaked online, but there's a lot of kind of like mystery behind the information that's out there. So I wanted to kind of clarify a lot of things in this video. So this model, pro only, being tried and tested with the pros first before Warrior dare ask any of you guys to be able to invest your own money in picking up a pair of these skates. I think that's sick because a lot of manufacturers will try and test their products with consumers and then offer it to pros and then offer it back to consumers. I think the way that Warrior's doing it is incredible because it kind of proves that their formula works before anyone has to pay for it. And I think that's awesome. Now, what we can expect from the skate that's going to be available in 2026, when the retail skate's going to be available for anyone to pick up, is going to be insanely interesting, and I can't wait to share more perspective on that because that video is coming. Now, the first point I've got to touch on in these skates is going to be the fact that they've managed to incorporate an insane amount of technology into one boot. This isn't something Warrior just spat out in a few months or a year. They have been working on this skate for years. And the fact that, of course, Warrior is part of New Balance means the technology that's incorporated into this skate is so much more technical than I am ever going to be able to explain to you. And what we're going to do to answer a lot of the questions I know you guys are going to have is release a video that was filmed a few months ago that we've been sitting on very patiently, where we spoke to Neil, who is part of the Warrior team that was instrumental in creating and designing this product. We asked him a lot of kind of like FAQ style questions. Why now? Why this particular type of skate? It's an awesome video and I can't wait to share that one with you. But essentially what they've been able to do is create a skate that encompasses mobility and also stiffness in the same boot. The backing from New Balance means that the information, the technology, the research that they have on foot shapes, performance footwear is going to be leagues above pretty much anyone else that is in the skate game, which is something that's very, very big to say. Essentially what we have here is a one-piece boot shell that incorporates mobility, flexibility, and stability, which is an element that most manufacturers have to have two skate families for. One, flexibility, kind of agility line, and then one, the stability line. That's what all of the other brands do. It's why they have two families. So it's going to be interesting to see how the world reacts to a skate that is essentially able to do everything with one line of boot. I think that's awesome. Some of the elements that I can kind of reel off that are really, really cool is the way that the tendon of this skate is not only fixed to the body of the boot, but also the way you can see it kind of wraps and extends across the top of the high ankle area. This is part of their design. It's not something that's there just to look cool. It's functional. It's something else that helps to support the stability that this skate has, especially at high speeds or during really crazy turns on the ice. That's part of the construction of the skate that's been purposefully made to be able to offer players features that I guess you wouldn't really find in any other skates that are currently available. The liners, pretty traditional to what we're used to seeing. It's just all black. This being a pro skate for pro players means they like to keep it kind of pretty low key with the colors and the crazy sort of designs that you get on a retail pair of skates. So I've definitely got to mention that. That's probably one of the reasons why it has such a sleek look. But overall, performance on the ice has been incredible. You can feel that this skate I'm going to say it's probably one of the stiffest skates I've ever held and tried on the ice. But very weirdly, when you're on the ice, you don't feel like it's restricting your ability to move. The comfort inside the liners was awesome. These aren't our exact spec. It's as close as we could get, and they still felt fantastic. The tongue is something very, very different. It looks quite thin, and the foams feel quite dense. And you wouldn't think that it's able to protect you from having your laces really, really tight. You'd expect to kind of have high pressure in the front of your foot or maybe lace bite. You don't get that. And as you're in your stride, the tongue almost kind of snaps back at you. It's something that I've experienced in other skate models before, but not to this degree and not with this much wrap around the top of your foot. The only way I can explain these skates, it's like if a Bauer skate had a baby with a CCM skate, had a baby with a true skate. Whatever that baby would look like, I think this would be the closest thing to that. And that's a hell of a statement, because I think what they've done is, I talk about this in a lot of videos, first mover advantage, second mover advantage. If you are the first one to do something, the first one to come out with a one-piece boot frame, it means that everyone else can kind of look at what you've done, perfect it, and release their own version of it. Warrior being so late to the party to drop a skate means they've been able to not only use their own technology, their backing from New Balance to create something incredible, but they've been able to look at everyone else in the market, see what they've done wrong, and combat that with this. So I'm incredibly excited to go into more detail with this, do a studio deep dive where we look at the tech and spec, but of course, can't wait to share more videos of what these skates are like on the ice. Now I'm going to hand over to Tommy and also Jonathan, who's been using these skates as well while I've been here in Sweden, to give you their feedback of what they think these skates are like.
Jonathan Lindström here from Nordic Hockey Center. Today I'm back again with the guys at Hockey Tutorial. Done a first impression on the new Warrior skates. It's a really special skate comparing to all of my older skates. Way different feel in the sole. The structure of the skate is a lot thicker in the edges. We also have a way different tongue here. As you can see, it's a flex, it's really bouncy in it, which creates a way better kick in the toe kick in the end of your strides. Then my personal favorite part about these skates is the step overs. I really get a good weight point in the blade for my step overs, both going in a circle and going straight forward. There's no imbalances. I have a really good heel to toe ratio in my strides. First look of the skates, really clean. I like that they haven't overdone it, which most brands usually do with the products they release nowadays. Keep it clean and simple. That's what the players like. And we like a brand that listens to the players. Also, I have to say, it's a really good lacing on the skates. They fit the foot way better around, so it gives you a really good ankle mobility in the skate because of this. So fitting wise, of course it isn't a custom skate and I haven't warmed them in, etc., but it's a really nice feeling around the foot. I didn't have much trouble. There's no parts where it's really hurting. I tried the wider size and it's way more suiting for me since I have a wider foot. My favorite feature with these is that I can get way lower in my turns, my punch turns and pivots, and it makes me put my hip way closer to the ice, which makes my skates go around way quicker. Also way more stable. You can get your ass down a little lower in your stance, so you can get your weight more on your heels, which gives you a way better balance in the foot.
These are not our exact spec, but we're working with what we could get because we were like kids in a candy store. We wanted them, we wanted to get them on, and we wanted to get on the ice. And we wanted to give you guys a little bit of a teaser on what they are like and how they feel. Design. It's kind of a plain design, I think. I quite like it. It's quite a slick design. It looks very clean. There's not much to it. It reminds me a little bit like the QR6 Pro stick.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Very, very nice and very, very clean, but also quite plain. I like it. If we then go on to comfort, which I think is probably second most important in skates.
Some might argue first.
Not me. Anyway, comfort. Remember, these are fresh out of the box. They're not baked. We've just put them on and we've jumped on the ice. I am very, very impressed. These are fresh out of the box and they felt like I could use them tomorrow in a game. Insane. The comfort was very nice. I think, obviously, it's going to take some getting used to with the tongue, but we're going to slide right into that right now. So normally with companies, you have to sacrifice one, either flexibility or stiffness, which is why they normally have two families. One that has the stiff boot and one that has the flexibility in the boot. Warrior have brought out a skate, their first skate that has both, and that is incredibly impressive.
What's your summary of the skate so far?
I cannot wait to get my hands on a pair and just use and abuse them as much as possible because they are so nice. I'm very, very impressed to see not only how these hold up, but also what Warrior have in the future if this is their first boot.